Cheap web hosting providers suck at keeping your website online, look terrible, always lag behind in innovations, and are just a pain to use due to all of the hidden limitations. Is what you naturally want to think, because we've been conditioned that cheap doesn't mean good. But have you actually seen what Hostinger is doing for its clients recently? Custom-made control panels, newest software and hardware updates, and innovative features are just the tip of the iceberg. So let's investigate every single core aspect of Hostinger further, because there's definitely more to this web hosting provider than just the cheap pricing that they're offering. It's actually surprising just how much effort Hostinger has put into standing out from its competitors. I mean, look at this. This is their control panel called the H panel, and it feels like it's designed to be used by everyday people instead of tech-savvy developers. Not only does it have the most desired features a new webmaster needs, like file and database management, it also does a lot of work for you, like automatically generating WordPress websites with just a click, and even showing your planned resource usage in real time. Importantly though, this sleek look does come at a cost of responsiveness. While navigating, it takes longer to do the same tasks as, for example, with cPanel. cPanel is an older solution that most other companies still use. So a newer looking design and slower, or a faster design that looks older? This is the choice that you have to make. Not really though, because the control panel is not what makes a web hosting provider worth using. Since plenty of web hosting providers like SiteGround, Bluehost or DreamHost have now moved to custom control panels as well and can offer you a similarly smooth experience. What makes Hostinger a great choice and different from its competitors is their privacy and permission dashboard. You're able to generate separate login information and control which services that person is able to manage on your account. And this is a lifesaver if you need to give someone access to your account for help, but you don't want to expose your own personal information, or if you're working with multiple clients and you only want for one client to have access to their account, not others. Great stuff. This paired with two-factor authentication or email authentication is a game changer when it comes to account security. But enough about security, let's get to the real deal, the performance. In a blog post that Hostinger has published on March 18, 2021, they've shown off that Hostinger is now supporting PHP 8.0, which performs around 10% faster than its older brother PHP 7.4. Obviously, this is no small thing. This allows my Hostinger website, hosted on the cheapest plan, to load in under 1 second, scoring almost a perfect 100% score. So I've done a little bit of digging to see what kind of hardware Hostinger is using to host your website, and will you run into any performance issues due to the limitations of their resources. What I found out was that all of their plans only run using one CPU core and utilizing anywhere between 256 megabytes of RAM to 1 gigabyte of RAM in their shared business plan. Is this enough? Yes, absolutely. Don't get me wrong, website speed is a real-life problem that affects a lot of web hosting beginners. However, the amount of resources that you're getting is not always in direct correlation to your slow website. Websites just built incorrectly, using old PHP versions, or just not having any optimizations is most often the #1 reason why people complain about having a slow website. As I mentioned, it's rarely about the actual resources. And it's really cool to see that web hosting providers try to eliminate this problem by making fast websites easier to make from the very beginning. And what's more, since Hostinger is using Lightspeed servers for all of their plans instead of regular Apache, this is great news for WordPress website owners. Lightspeed servers have a huge boost when it comes to response times over regular Apache servers. That's why Hostinger automatically installs and configures Lightspeed Cache to take this response time advantage even further, showing results as fast as 5 times better response times than regular Apache servers when using WordPress applications. Now, let's take a moment to acknowledge the areas where other web hosting companies are clearly leading the pack and Hostinger is simply playing catch-up. Website uptime and the ability to handle many users at the same time. Hostinger advertises that your website will stay online 99.9% of the time, which seems like a lot, but it really isn't. This means that on average, your website can experience up to 40 minutes of downtime a month without you having the right to complain about it, because they only guarantee 99.9%. More expensive web hosting providers usually guarantee you an uptime of 99.99%, which translates into only 4 minutes of downtime during any given month. Hostinger's support response times are also left to be desired, and I'm talking about live chat only here. They have this default message saying that a response will take up to an hour, but in my testing it was anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes for a simpler question. But this is still slow, because more premium web hosting companies will usually get back to you within 2 to 5 minutes. Is it a big difference? Not for me personally, but I know some people are impatient and they want to get help as soon as possible, which is reasonable, but for that you'll probably have to pay a little bit more than you do with Hostinger. Finally, let's talk about price, which is absurd for the amount of stuff that you're getting. If you click the links in the description and type in the code Emit.Reviews at checkout, you will get an additional 10% discount, dropping their cheapest plan to just $60 for a 4-year period, or just $15 per year. However, if you are choosing Hostinger, I recommend you go for their premium plan right away. The base price is just around $100 for the 4-year period, but it does include around $30 worth of extras included for free. So the price, including the free extras, is almost the same as the cheapest plan, but the performance is twice as fast. Anyways, my name is Emit, you've watched my Hostinger review, and I wish you luck creating your websites.